Greetings, everyone, and welcome. I'm the Chancellor Soul Mike Boone, and you've tuned in to another edition of Soul Facts, a show highlighting the history and music of legendary artists and preserving their legacy. In this edition, we salute a gifted singer, producer, arranger, and songwriter whose great contribution played an integral role on the continuity of the Southern Soul legacy. Presenting Mr. Luther Ingram. Luther Thomas Ingram, born November 30th, 1937, in Jackson, Tennessee. During his adolescence, his family moved to Alton, Illinois. He began his music career as a member of the family gospel group called the Illinois Jubilee Quartet, who in 1948 later became the Midwest Crusaders. During his visit in St. Louis, Ralph Bass of King Federal Records was looking for new talent, so the Crusaders went to audition for him. After listening to them, Bass suggested they change their gospel sound to R&B instead. He then sent the Crusaders to a local band leader named Ike Turner, whose band at the time was the Kings of Rhythm. Turner liked the group and they began touring with him. By now, the Crusaders became the Gardenias. The Gardenias recorded their first hit on Federal, entitled Flamin' Love, with Ike Turner featured on guitar.
My heart, my soul is a joker, man. 'Cause baby, baby, I'm your lover, man.
After unsuccessful tries, Ingram left the group and began working at the McDonnell Aerospace program. Feeling his musical oats again, he later traveled to New York to begin his solo career. He encountered some session singers at the Ed Sullivan Building Deli. They asked him if he were a singer, and Luther replied, yes. They told him that Decca Records was looking for a singer. So, Luther went to the label's office and met with Decca founder Milt Gabler and began singing his own composition of You Never Miss Your Water a cappella.
You never miss your water till your well go dry. You never miss your baby till she says goodbye.
Gabler signed him on the spot. After releasing uncharted singles on Decca, Ingram began doing session work and songwriting collaborations with artists like Johnny Nash. Legendary songwriting producing team Jerry Lieber and Mike Stroller sealed the deal for Luther on the Mercury Records affiliate imprint Smash. Although no hit success occurred, one future soul classic did emerge, Ingram's 1965 original recording of I Spy for the FBI, in which became a hit for J-Mo Thomas in 1966. Years later, Luther's big break came when he inked a deal with Koko Records in 1967. Koko was founded by the notorious gun-toting ex-Green Beret, Johnny Baylor. In 1968, Baylor, along with his buddy Dino Woodard, was assigned as security for Stax Records. Now, in exchange for his loyalty, Baylor secured a distribution deal for his Koko label with Stax. The imprint name Koko was christened after Baylor's childhood nickname. Koko Records issued 4 singles on Ingram, but it wasn't until 1969 when he finally scored with 2, Pity for the Lonely
On a show, a little pity, pity in your heart for the lonely.
and My Honey and Me.
And my honey and me.
His third,
Ain't that love in you for more reasons than one?
Ain't That Lovin' You for More Reasons Than One, became his first top 10 R&B hit in 1970. In early 1972, the Koko label combined a few collections from Luther's 45 singles from 1967 to 1970, along with a few new songs, packaged and issued it as a compilation album entitled I've Been Here All the Time, making it Luther's debut LP, charting number 21 on Billboard's Soul LP chart the week ending February 29th, 1972.
Since I said to you that we were through.
One day during his visit in Memphis at the Stax Studios, Luther engaged in a conversation with singer-songwriter Sir Mac Rice, whose claim to fame was his compositions and his recording of Mustang Sally in 1965, and later Cheaper to Keep Her, recorded by Johnny Taylor in 1973. Luther expressed his heartfelt feelings about how black people should respect themselves more. Well, out of that meaningful conversation, Mac Rice was inspired to compose a tune, with Luther listed as co-writer, and which resulted as a masterpiece recording for the Staple Singers, released in late 1971, entitled Respect Yourself.
Respect yourself. Respect yourself.
Well, as I always say, every man's destination is around the corner. Luther Ingram was about to meet his head-on.
Fish were made to swim in the ocean, and boats were made to sail on the sea.
If Lovin' You Is Wrong, I Don't Wanna Be Right was composed by Homer Banks, Raymond Jackson, and Carl Hampton in 1970. It was originally recorded by two Stax artists, The Emotions and Veda Brown. Because the song was based on infidelity, The Emotions version was kept in the can to preserve their sweet, innocent images, and Veda Brown's version just wasn't suitable for release. Songwriter Homer Banks played a demo of the song to Luther, and he loved it. Wearing his producer's hat, Ingram slowed down the tempo and ingeniously came up with the arrangements, including guitar, bass, and drum parts. Backed by a few members of the legendary Muscle Shoals musicians, for the guitar opening, Luther wanted some tears, so guitarist great Pete Carr came up with the Wah Wah Crybaby pad. The other great musicians, Roger Hawkins provided the drums, followed by lead guitarist Jimmy Johnson, bassist Barry Beckett, and keyboardist Shelton Clayton, who played a Wurlitzer, combined with an Echoplex to create a shrilling feel in the song. Johnny Baylor's uncredited contribution was bringing out the best in Luther's performance, which made a great impact in the song. Released Wednesday, May 3rd, 1972, If Lovin' You Is Wrong, I Don't Wanna Be Right zoomed straight to the number one position on Billboard's Soul Singles chart for 4 weeks on July 8th, shooting Luther Ingram's stardom straight to the hemisphere.
If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right. If being right means being without you, I'd rather live a wrongdoing life.
The song has been covered numerous times by artists such as Barbara Mandrell, Rod Stewart, and Millie Jackson.
If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right. If being right means being without you, I'd rather live a long-doing life.
Millie Jackson was nominated 2 Grammys and added a classic rap to her version.
If loving you is wrong,
Luther Ingram's version sold over 1 million copies, earning him a gold record and a crossover to mainstream audience.
I'd rather live a wrongdoing life.
The Koko imprint released Ingram's sophomore self-titled LP, If Loving You Is Wrong, I Don't Want to Be Right, in late 1972, issuing 3 classic hit singles like
Just like a shelter in the time of storm.
I'll Be Your Shelter in the Time of Storm,
That's what I'll do. Honey, I will
Always,
always be in love with you.
and
Love ain't gonna run me away.
Love Ain't Gonna Run Me Away. The album charted number 5 on November 11, 1972. Now with his newfound fame, Luther Ingram toured with Isaac Hayes and made a guest appearance in the now legendary 1973 concert film, What's That?
Love is wrong. I don't wanna be right. If being right means being without you, I'd rather live alone. Come on, baby.
Luther issued 2 more albums on Koko. Let's Steal Away to the Hideaway in 1976, including the self-titled hit single, and his last top 15 masterpiece hit, Do You Love Somebody, released in 1977.
Do you love somebody? Do you love somebody? Do you love somebody? Do you love somebody?
After the dismissal of Stax Records in 1976, Koko went under some financial troubles and also closed its doors, leaving Luther without a label for 10 years. Throughout the 80s, Luther Ingram's legendary status remained popular among the circuit with audiences around the world. During this time, Luther released a single, Seen You Again, on Platinum Plus in 1984, and later signed with the New York-based hip-hop label Profile Records in 1986, and resurfaced with a self-named title LP, Luther Ingram, issuing 3 singles, Baby Don't Go Too Far, Don't Turn Around, and the Bob Dylan composition, Gotta Serve Somebody. He sealed his last recording on the CD entitled I Like the Feeling on the Itchy Band label in 1992.
I like this feeling 'cause it makes me feel good. Come on and love me like I know you could.
Sadly, Luther Ingram died of heart failure on Monday, March 19, 2007, in St. Clair County Hospital in Bellevue, Illinois. Over the years, Ingram suffered from kidney disease, diabetes, and he was partially blind. He was 69 years old. Luther Ingram, one of the most gifted, talented artists whose contributions and legacy will solidify his foundation in R&B pop history and will always receive a musical seal of lifelong approval from his fans the world over. Let's just be thankful that the music outlives the man. I'm the Chancellor of Soul.
If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right. If being right means being without you, I'd rather live a wrongdoing life.
Soul Facts, a show written, created, produced, and copywritten by the Chancellor of Soul, Mike Boone. The presentation of Soul Facts is a non-profit organization